Alright, so Borderlands 2 just came out. And after clocking in about 5 hours, I gotta say I'm loving what I see so far. So I thought I'd make a quick little video to kind of put out the pros and cons, little first impressions kind of thing. So gameplay-wise, it's a pretty seamless transition from the first game to the second. I mean, moving around, aiming, melee, shooting, all that stuff, it's just as smooth as it was before. So much so that, you can't really tell if you're playing an expansion pack or something, up until the point that your new characters get their abilities at level 5 or so. And once they do, they make for a pretty impressive display. Having played with the full party, I myself have played 0, as you can see here, the characters and their abilities really seem to complement each other more so than before. There's kind of this visible synergy involved, beyond pumping an enemy full of lead all at once, like in the first game. Especially when you combo things like Maya's phase lock with, say, Axton's turret. Especially during boss encounters, as you can see here. In general, the enemies are definitely more tougher, aggressive, persistent, and numerous than before, which makes this teamwork all the more important. Now, one problem, though, I and the rest of my party have had was we kept on running out of ammo. Now, I don't recall a single moment in the first game where ammo was a constant issue. In fact, more often than not, I couldn't get rid of my ammo because of how much there was. Regardless of whether I was going solo, or with a full party, or whatever. But, this game, we were constantly running out and finding ourselves sitting back every now and then until we found some more. And usually this was in the middle of a big firefight with the ammo vendors far in between, so kind of shakes up the pacing in a bad way, but not quite. If anything, the biggest gameplay gripe I have at the moment is how unresponsive the X button seems to be when it comes to picking up either teammates or items. So the item thing, there have been numerous points where I would want to just pick up an item and just, store it in. Or I want to hold down the X button and equip it right away. For some reason, I don't know why, regardless if I hold it down or tap it, every now and then it'll do the opposite, vice versa and all that stuff. And it's led to some mildly annoying situations where I drop an item I really want to, hold in my hand instead of, taking an item that I just want to store or whatever. But the biggest part of that, though, is when it comes to reviving teammates. If anything, this is the most frustrating part, is that so far there have been quite a few deaths we've had in this run-through. And almost all of them are easily preventable if we were able to actually revive our teammates. We don't know why. We don't know if it's a glitch or if it's something on our parts where all of our controllers are just messed up with the X button or action button for you PS3 or PC players. But yeah, we'd go up to a teammate who's down, press X, and nothing happens. We don't know if you're actually canceled out if your teammate moves, reloads, or fires. We haven't been able to figure that out. We just haven't been able to figure that out. From the looks of it, we can do that, but again, there has been no consistent way of reviving teammates on the first button press. That's really the only gripe so far that I've encountered. And like I said earlier, I'm loving what I'm seeing so far, so overall, the greatest factor that gave me a positive impression of the game is the writing. The game is just flat out hilarious. Now, the first game is definitely funny. Man, I'm saying now a lot, aren't I? Anyways, the first game is definitely funny, but the second game really shines and takes it to the next level. Partially because now there's a story, and now there's legitimate pacing, with Handsome Jack as the antagonist to kind of concentrate on. So now there's kind of more of a consistency when it comes to doling out lines and dialogue, random funny cutscenes, that kind of thing. So those jokes just keep on coming, one at a time, whether it's visual or verbal. How can you not find this funny right here? This happens early on.
You helped me reach Sanctuary, minion, and for that, you deserve a reward. I have a secret stash hidden very, very far away from where I currently am. In order to find it, you will have to perform a series of devious challenges. First, collect a few brown rocks for me. Then, defeat a badass skag. Then, pilfer the lost staff of Mount Schuler. Then, you shall bring me the head of the destroyer of worlds. And then, you shall dance for my enjoyment.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but having gone through all those massive fetch quests, like the zombie brain thing in Dr. Ned's, or was it Zed? No, it's Ned. Dr. Ned's Zombie Island, right? The 300 brains. I thought this was a legitimate thing at first, until Claptrap just went all crazy. And I'm sure there's even more ridiculous things, to be uncovered as I go along. I mean, this is only the tip of the iceberg. The game's only just begun. And so I'm going to keep on gaming and see what else I can find. Now, also, I do walkthroughs. But for this game, I'm actually on the fence on whether or not I want to do a walkthrough for this. So far from all the footage I've recorded, a lot of it's just idle stuff, and I'm not sure if I want to edit things out between parts until I, get to the more relevant stuff, no grinding and whatnot. But I mean, if you guys want to see all that stuff, let me know in the comments. I'll start putting those up then as a result. If not, if you want edited stuff or you just want nothing at all, be sure to let me know in the comments. Thanks.